This video is going to show you a solo flawless 0-hour mission on Legend difficulty. Just remind people, make sure you hit subscribe, like, share, kook, I don't know, teleport. We'll see what 2050 YouTube's like. Modifiers for 0-hour Legend are different slightly. We've got Arc No, Arc Fret on the clock, which is a little over 20 minutes, and Overcharged Pulse Rifle. So, the build was very similar to the run previous, but we tweaked things a little bit because on Legend you need to go a little bit quicker. So we've got Daybreak, Super, Healing Rift, Celestial Fire, Healing Grenade, Aspects and Fragments were Icarus Dash, Touch of Flame, Ember of Solace, Ashes, Torches, Empyrean. Like I say, pairing that with the Exotic Helmet, Dawn Chorus. As for weapons, our first set of weapons we used Mountaintop, Luminarch, Fixed Odds. We then swap off that when we get to the final bosses and use Dragon's Breath with a Solar Scout Rifle. Still with Mountaintop on. So those are the loadouts that I used. So before we launched the 0-hour mission, I equipped a triple solar weapon chest plate so that I can get more machine gun ammo. This is going to make the first few areas more consistent for spamming your machine gun. You'll get more ammo. So I've loaded in with more bullets, 450 almost, which is really good. So as we start, we're going to pop a healing aid and then just spam Fixed Odds as much as possible, really. The Marauders will push, but you want to just sort of keep spamming. Then we're going to break out Le Monarch a little bit. The reason why Le Monarch's good in this, obviously it's not got any synergy with Solar at all, but the reason why it's good is that it can one-shot, two-shot orange bars. It can penetrate the shields really quickly. Now, they're not match game shields, but they're a little bit stronger than most shields that I've been up against, if I'm being like sort of honest about it. So Le Monarch's decent at times, but we're going to spam Fixed Odds mainly, right? So this area is going to be the same. We'll do a bit of Le Monarch damage here, though. Take out some of the snipers. That's what it's good for. Also, it gives you health regen on orange bars, and they're all orange bars mainly. So you're going to get a lot of health regen as well. So even though it's not giving me restoration, Unrelenting is proccing. So we took out the free snipers first, then we're going to pop a healing aid and then go to town with Fixed Odds. We'll take out the ads surrounding the building and stuff, and the two heavy shanks, etc, and we'll deal with the brig last. Alright? That's generally how I do it. I think that's how I did it. Some people have been asking, if you don't have Fixed Odds, how do you do this quickly? You can do it with Dragon's Breath. If you do the triple solar weapon reserve plate, you'll get 12 Dragon's Breath shots. If you place them properly, you can actually do the first 3 areas pretty quick. Not as quick as the LMG, but not far off. Maybe 30 seconds slower. But 30 seconds slower is a big deal in 0-hour. So I don't know why you haven't got Fixed Odds. I don't know why people are saying they haven't got it. Newer players, okay, maybe. I understand. But veteran players should have this machine gun. I don't know why you don't have it. It's a very important. I think because some content creators have said the gun's bad in the past and people have disregarded it. It isn't. It's been the best machine gun this season for solo gameplay just because of its role that it gets and how good it is with incandescent and the solar mods, and the fact that you can spam the machine gun with field prep, which stacks with a lot of stuff in the game. But anyways, we're going to take out some of the snipers first, then we'll get a healing nade here, and then try to get the solar shielded shanks. This will explode them all and give you a lot of super energy. Right? We'll then take out the servitors. This servitor's been a little awkward. We're going to do some Le Monarch damage a little bit to try and suppress. Because what you need to remember as well, Le Monarch's overload built in, so it suppresses enemies. Right? So it's stopping the servitor from tethering as soon as we hit him with the overload poison. So that's another reason why it's good in this. We could have run like Taiku's Hierarchy of Needs, there's all this sort of stuff, but I'm not wanting that from the bow. I don't need restoration from the bow. What I want from it is to do good damage to orange bars and bypass shields quicker. That's what this ends up doing for us, especially at the boss fight at the very end, you'll see. So we'll get a debuff on tank, we'll break a leg first with Mountaintop, then pop super. Try and hit the tank's core. You will melt the tank quicker if you do it like that. Then we'll use the remainder super on these two servitors, and then we can go. You don't need to pick up ammo, but look at me. I'm 400 bullets. I shouldn't have that much. I suppose I got lucky on bricks there. We're going to spam LMG, get another healing nade down for this little encounter. The quicker you do these bits, all these little rooms, all these optimization that you do now will help you later on at the boss. Now listen, with the Legend 0 hour, it isn't for everybody. I can tell you right now, a lot of people aren't going to do this because it's going to be too difficult for them. I found it somewhat difficult. Like, out of challenges that I've done over the years, this is a good 8 out of 10 for difficulty for me. Maybe 7.5, 8 out of 10 because of the time constraints. It's a tight run. It's not that it's not that it's super difficult. It's that the run is really, really, really tight. It is really tight. Now. It's not to say that the Warlock's maybe the best choice for this. I mean, obviously Hunter's going to do really good in this. I haven't seen any Titan runs yet. Not Solar Flawless Legend. I haven't seen any Titans. So I don't know how the Titan would fare. Probably be similar to the Warlock, to be fair, because like a Solar Titan, the damage is good but slow. Kind of like the Warlock, good but slow. Whereas the Hunter's instant gratification, isn't it? With the Blade Barrage build, or with the Celestial Night Hawk. I've seen Blade Barrage being used because you can keep spamming it back to back with Shards of Galanor, which is really good for the boss fight. So Hunters, you might want to have a go with the Blade Barrage Shards of Galanor. As I saw somebody run that and it was really good. So anyways, we're on Legend, so the route is different to what we did on the normal. Right, so I'm more comfortable with the Legend route, to be honest. That's what I'm used to. You know, it's a shorter puzzle, I think, as well, which it needs to be because you've only got just over 25 minutes to run this. So we'll go through the fan. We'll take a left. Right, we'll drop down, and we need to melt these knights. You shouldn't skip knights or the captains, right? You shouldn't skip them. Just kill them. Because they may kill you when you try and go past them. And if you die, you've lost loads of time. For every death, you lose 30 seconds. There's a lever there. There's also a lever on the wall that's related to the Outbreak quest, which I'm not covering in this video. I've already done it, by the way, with the levers. But if you look at where that lever is, you know which way you're going. You can use that as a point of reference to activate the lever. Because what you're actually doing when you activate that lever is opening this lid. See this lid? You open it so you can jump on it. Now you can actually mountaintop jump up here. So there could be a slight time save. Rather than melt knights, activate the wrong switch, come to this room and do a mountaintop jump. I've tested it. You can do it. It's just that I also wanted super. Now I've got my super anyways, but I wanted super for part of the jump puzzle. But I just killed it. I chose to kill the knights on this run, but as long as you don't mess up your mountaintop jump, you don't need to get the switch. You don't need to get the right switch. You can get the wrong one. People who are experts on Zero will know what I'm talking about. People who are not so expert on it, you might not know what I exactly mean by that. So we're on the outside section, which is a really good, obviously, puzzle. We're gonna do a couple of jumps here, of course. We've got a super for a specific use. See. Obviously, because we've got Icarus Dash on, we can spam the super for mobility, and that's exactly what I'm going to do right here. So I'm going to make this jump here. Be careful of this pipe, it will fall. There'll be an audio cue to let you know that. These platforms, they obviously fall as you land on them. But what we're going to do is save a bit of time for ourselves, right? And just jump high, and then pop a super. And then just Icarus Dash all the way over. This will save us a few seconds, that's all it'll do. But it'll also allow us to have a super resistance against these Exploder Shanks here. They won't kill you though, so it's no big deal. I've actually tested it. If they explode on you, they actually won't kill you. They'll leave you one shot. I guess that's because I've got Concussive Dampener on. So that's a big thing. Make sure you've got Concussive Dampener on to save yourself from the exploders, because they will definitely kill you without it. I could barely see here for my brightness, so I've lost a few seconds here because of that. There is a couple of times where I lose 3 or 4 seconds here and there, and it all adds up. It all adds up. We done a lot of time saves as well. It wasn't all time losses. That's super saved us time. We've done a good job of the combat traversal as well. Sorry, the combat areas. So the fans, we're going to use a mountaintop and jump down. Just aim your mountaintop for middle. The blast radius will be large enough to kill the exploder shank. Right, so we'll do that anyways. It's just consistent doing it like this. Then, for the final one, we don't kill him. Because as I said to you before, the exploder shank won't kill you anyways, so that final one, I'll just leave him. But 2 exploder shanks will kill you, so if you were already weakened and another one blasted on you, you would die. So, we're approaching Trevor. We're at the just past 11-minute mark, so we're making for good time here. It's decent. This is a decent time. It's all right. It could be 30 seconds better than what it is. Probably, I would say. But not everything can be perfect. So we're just going to make our way to Trevor. Like I said in the previous video, Trevor has an AI pattern that is the same each time. You just need to come to here, wait for Trevor to go past, and you're going to activate the 4 levers. Alright, so the same route. Bottom left, top left, bottom right, top right. And we go through middle after the first two switches. So just follow the route on screen. That's all you need to know. You will not see Trevor this way. And you absolutely need to get this right. Any errors at all in the Trevor room will mean that you will lose your Solo Flawless Legend. Definitely. You can't afford to die. Maybe, well, obviously you would lose flawless, but I'm on about completion now. You can maybe afford to die once, maybe twice maximum. Any more than that, then you're not completing the run in the 20-minute timer. Well, it's slightly over 20 minutes, which I'll just talk about the timing, right? So when I load in, it's like 20 minutes, 34 seconds. So what I think's happening is, and we've had this before, with activities in Destiny 2's history. The time is ticking when you're on a black screen, loading screen that is. I think it might be closer to 21 minutes, the time that we get, but 0 hours mission timer is starting premature. Now I haven't read anything about like bugs and stuff. I know that the normal 0 hours bugged because it's the same as Legend, but with that, it's kind of weird, the timer. Like, seconds count in this, so I feel as though a fair time for this would have probably been 22 minutes. I think 22 minutes is a fair time, even by my standards. So a lot of you are going to be like, hell no, I need 40 minutes for Legend. Well, if it was 40 minutes for Legend, then it wouldn't make sense. That's why they've given you normal. Alright? So sometimes it's nice when they do things like this where an activity is a tight run. But I will say it's probably a minute too tight. I think. It should at least be 22 minutes. 23 minutes would make it really easy. Because like a minute in a solo run's a long time. People think that's short. No, it isn't. A minute is a long time. You can do a lot of damage to bosses in 1 minute. You can do a lot of bad clear in 1 minute. So I just think about 22 minutes would have been the perfect time for 0 hour, where it would have still been difficult enough, where not everyone completes it, solo flawless wise, but not too strict, like not all, because it is really strict. Okay, so here's the path for Legend Floor Puzzle. Here it is. That's what it is this week. It's the same every time. That's what it is. Whether it rotates weekly, I have no idea. It did in the old one, and I imagine it probably will do. So, that's the floor puzzle done. Now on to the boss fight. Now, you saw I'd done a swap already. I've done my swap to my other weapons. I've also got a triple solar weapon chest plate on, which we're going to use for the banner that I missed on the other video. I thought there was no banner. I was like, how the hell are we going to do Legend? The banner appears here. So, banner in, swap back to resist plate. Now we've got 12 Dragon's Breath shots. Isn't that good? So, we're going to go all the way to the back of the map, right? and this is what we're going to do. We're going to focus the boss. Don't focus the ads. Don't focus the vehicles. Focus the boss. The reason for that is because the ads are sort of on a infinite type deal. So we're going to get a debuff, right, with our Celestial Fire plus the Dragon's Breath. And we're going to, as I say, send the boss away. That boss will have went left. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do some chip damage to the servitor. I was planning to use super on that servitor, but now that the super is more than half HP weakened, I'm going to use it on the next one. That's what I end up doing, but it would have been better to super the first servitor. That way we can start regenerating a second super quicker, because I end up losing time because my second super is not charged when I would like it to. I'll point that out when that happens. So we'll do debuff Dragon's Breath shot to send the boss again to back mid. Then we'll do super. This will then kill that servitor, the back servitor. We need to get a kill there because this is our safe zone, and he's in our area. So we'll use a super there. That clears out all the stuff, right? The servitor in mid needs to be taken care of because the rotation of the boss now is at right side. So he starts top mid, left, back mid, right, and then he goes back to middle. Right, if we send him back to mid, the servitor is going to make him immune. So we need to get rid of this servitor, which I'm doing so with Mountaintop. He keeps teleporting, which was annoying me, but we've done it. So now we're going to use another Dragon's Breath shot with a debuff. Always try and back it up with a debuff. That's what's so good about this build, because we keep getting Celestial Fire melees back to activate that debuff via Revitalize and Blast. The boss now goes top mid. We haven't done any ad clear yet. The reason for that is because once you clear them all, they just respawn. It's so annoying, man. Like, honestly, I was just like, right, you're wasting your time sniping them, so you may as well just do it like this. In the end, you need to do some ad clear, but not right now. This is tank phase. So tank phase, make sure you've got composite propellant times 5 when you shoot your tank. And we're going to work on the right side tank first. We're going to wait for propellant if we can. I'm a bit impatient though. I'm just going to fire it. I'm going to fire that now, and then we're just going to do a bit of mountaintop damage. Watch the solar blasts, of course. That was a little dumb what I just did there. That Dragon's Breath shot hasn't been effective. Did you see how quickly though we deleted the other one? We will, as long as we get our shot properly. So we've got our shot properly this time. That's going to melt the left tank. Now the boss spawns in. So this doing all of what I'm doing here speeds this up. But what I'm waiting on right now is a super. So this cost me probably a minute because I'm waiting on super, because I want it now. My strategy would be use a super immediately on the void servitor in middle. But you need to push up to do that. You can't just super from back here. Not on a warlock. Not even on a titan either. On a hunter you can with Goldie, but not on this class. So we're just sort of dealing damage to the servitor when possible, but you need to keep moving. Because look, the boss is going to do that wipe move. So we need to be careful. So just keep strafing. We're getting some energy. We're going to do some mountaintop damage when possible. I don't want to risk missing a Dragon's Breath shot, because I need those 3 shots for when that servitor is killed and we can damage the brig. We need those shots, so I can't pop one right now. If there was an extra brick on the floor, which we got bad RNG by the way, there's probably heavy over there, and I have a shoot a loot scout on, but honestly, I just didn't have time to go and look for it, and I haven't cleared many ads, so that was one disadvantage to not clearing ads so much, is that you're getting less heavy because of it. We're going to pop a healing nade. We're going to go with our super. The tracking is a little bit all over the place because there's a lot of ads, but it does a lot of damage. It would do more if it tracked properly. It's just because there's a lot of ads surrounding the brig, so the super's a little confused. So we'll come back. We'll get a debuff again. It's Mountaintop Dragon Breath. That's what's so good about this loadout, is that Dragon's Breath's really good at deleting tanks, dealing damage to the boss at all times, and the brig. So now we're out of heavy, so my plan B, rather than shoot to loot with the scout and try and waste time doing that, just swap. So I actually swapped off to Polaris. But do it after, if you're going to swap like that, do it after he's done his solar move. Not that solar move, the other one. Because that gives you time to go in your menu and swap. Because if you do that, if you're in your menu, you'll wipe if you get hit by that solar stuff. Then we'll get debuffs when possible, because we keep getting it back, and we'll just melt the brig down with Polaris. Right? Because we haven't got the ammo for it. We're going to swap to Le Monarque, because Polaris Lance does a shitty job at taking the Shanks, I'll be honest. Polaris, really good crit damage, but when it's up against Shanks, not a good weapon. Guess what is, though? Le Monarque is, and you're going to see how good it is because of how close the timer gets. There's some solar shielded Shanks, so we can take them out, but we're going to have to swap. So I've swapped off to Le Monarque, so you're going to see how quickly we... Not how quickly, but how easily we deal with that. We missed some shots, which made this close. If we hadn't missed as many shots, then we would have got this beat within, like, we would have had 30 seconds left. But there's actually a lot of adds up. Because of the way I've done this, it's focus boss, 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 VIP targets, boss. No ads, because I know that they respawn. Whereas if you do it like this, they don't respawn, but you're leaving it dicey at the end. Like we get staggered here by the sniper. That's losing our time a little bit. We'll back off a little bit. Yeah, we'll just keep finishing. With 20 seconds is heavy there, but we haven't got a... we're not switching to fixed odds now for that heavy. That's fine. We'll just finish with Le Monarque. I don't know how many ads are around there, because you need to clear out all the ads. If you don't do that, then your run will fail. So here, look at this. 2 seconds. I'm the 0 Hour King!